from Abuja for the second segment of today's program is Rotimi Amaechi. Amaechi served as the Federal Minister of Transportation of Nigeria from 2015 to 2022. Prior to his ministerial work, he served as Governor of Rivers State from 2007 to 2015 and was Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly from 1999 to 2007. In 2022, Amaechi declared his interest to contest in the 2023 presidential election and came second in the APC primaries behind Bola Tinubu. Very warm welcome to Perspectives today. Glad to have you with us. Let's move right on to the first question in discussing, glad to have you, in discussing your life after office. How has life been since you left office last year? And how do you balance your time spent on continued political matters with personal projects? Which hobbies do you have more time for today?
No hobbies, no political activity. So I listen to Fashola. Mine is quite different. What I did upon leaving politics, upon leaving office, was to get registered in the Nigerian Law School. So I just finished a 9-month course in the Nigerian Law School. Hopefully, if I pass the exam, then I'll be called to bar in February.
Good to see you, Hechi. Your colleague...
yeah, I can hear you.
Your colleague, Honorable Babatunde Fashola, Honorable Minister, said we should send our regards to you. So good to see you.
I listened to him very well. I did, and that was a good interview.
Anyway, let me start. My first question is about adjustments. There's a perception that when the benefits of staying in power seems more lucrative than retirement or stepping down, there's a huge imbalance. In such cases, shifting gears from making impactful decisions to a more private life can be somewhat jarring. So how have you found purpose of fulfillment after leaving office?
For me, it was seamless. It was actually seamless. The first thing you must realize is that I'm a bit too active. So I had to do what was necessary. What was necessary was to first get registered in the Nigerian Law School. At the same time, I got an admission with the King's College of London, where I started my master's degree in law. I'll be completing my master's degree in law in July. Again, I was also doing a first degree course in law with the University of London. I did my last exam last year, October, and you will be shocked to know that I failed 2 courses. So I'm repeating those 2 courses now. Out of 5, I failed 2 because I was combining Nigerian Law School. I was doing a master's in law, corporate and company law, and then I was doing an LLB program at the University of London. So because of the multiplicity of the academic work, I think I had to fulfill 2 courses in the LLB program. I'm repeating that this year, May. I hope I will pass. If I pass, I will have a second LLB degree. And by July, I'll be having a master's degree in corporate and company law. And then a BL in law. Hopefully that I'll be called to bar in February.
Very interesting to hear.
Like I said, it was a bit seamless. I didn't have the problem. Yeah.
Excellent. Very interesting to hear that you've gone into education significantly. You have been involved in Nigerian politics for over 25 years. What key accomplishments do you continue to monitor today as your topmost legacy that must outlive you? And how have you put checks and balances in place to ensure continued operation and growth?
Well, the last part of the question is difficult to respond to. Why it's difficult to respond to is that it will depend on the government that took over from you and what they're ready to do. First is, I want to repeat that I started the construction of Lekki Deep Sea Port and concluded it by September 2022. And I wasn't there when they commissioned it, but from time to time, I would like to know how they are managing. And I'm very happy that they are moving on at the rate at which they are moving on. I'm also happy to note that is the first seaport you have in Nigeria. The other ports, like I stated before, are river ports. They all tee off the ocean. And that's quite interesting to me. What other thing that is interesting to me is the railway. Hopefully, they're also still operating. There is the Lagos-Ibadan Railway, which is still operating. There is the Abuja, Kaduna. I hope that work is still ongoing in the Kano-Kaduna part of it. Well, I was delighted to see CCCC, that's the company that's consulting the railway, publish in their listen that they have completed the Port Harcourt Maiduguri, which was not only launched while I was the minister, but I disbursed the first set of funds for them to commence work. So they have completed the laying of the rail lines, I hope too that they should be able to complete the stations. These are legacies that from time to time I would like to watch, and they delight me a lot. Okay. That I give a lot of time to all these things. So you see, moving from such numerous activities, if you go to just one activity, it will be difficult to slow down. That's why I said I had to take more than just one course. I had to do 3 courses to get all my energy in education and begin to slowly reduce them.
Okay. In the political arena, a lot of power can be intoxicating, and maintaining personal relationships can be difficult. Were you able to stay in touch with old friends despite the demands of your career? And did you get complaints about your inability to them whilst in office? Also, that people once in power have been known to talk about deafening silence that follows after their exit. Some are still struggling to come to terms with it. In your experience, how has the frequency of communication or calls changed since leaving office? What are the most important lessons you have learned after your departure?
Well, I just think that I'm not among those who say that I don't have friends. I have a huge number of friends that if the politicians go, you have another group of friends that you can always talk to all the time. So many social activities, people will invite you to come to parties. I'm not such of a protocol person. So while in office, I was like every other Nigerian. Luckily, the law school enabled me to have young and new friends, very young and new friends in their 18, 20. I met few that were in their 30s. Then those of us they call old men. We must be like 10, 20 of us at the Abuja campus. So quite busy. They didn't notice if some friends were not calling me again. If they did not, well, nothing to worry about. Just focus on what were your achievements. What were the things you set out to do when you assumed the responsibility of the Office of the Minister for Transport? Did you achieve them? What legacies did you leave in Port Harcourt? A lot. Primary schools, secondary schools, health centers, general hospitals, the dental hospital, the Songhai farm, electricity, power stations that you had to build. Quite a lot of things to bother yourself about. And then, do you rest? Yes, of course. A lot of time to sleep and find time for my poor wife who didn't have the opportunity of seeing me from when she got married to me. Don't forget, we got married, and then by 1999, I had become speaker. And from them, only God knows what has happened. So from speaker to governor, from governor to minister, to being the DG of the campaign of the last government twice, huge responsibilities that got my marriage, seeing me as almost as an absentee husband. But believe me, my wife was such a wonderful manager, managing me, managing my responsibilities, managing the children, and making sure that they kept their relationship with their father so that they don't begin to see me as an uncle.
You've certainly had very huge responsibilities over the past 25 or so years. Good to know that you get more sleep now. Are you done with your political career, or will you run again in 2027 or beyond?
Let me tell you what's going on now. I'm sure that Ruth is just being smart. She's letting you to ask that question because we agreed that no political questions. So the answer to that question will be no comments. She's not keeping to the agreement. The agreement is no political questions. The only questions you can ask is life after office.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Honorable Minister, and I do apologize for that.
Life after office.
No, you know, you're always a very honest person. You've always been brutally honest. So my next question is going to go to that. Being too honest does not always endear you to everyone all the time. However, they will know what you're saying what's on your mind. But some might argue that being more magnanimous is more politically correct. They would say the greatest win is walking away and choosing not to engage in drama and toxic energy at all. So how would you describe, what is your take on this? Do you believe in saying what you want to say, no matter whose ox is God, or do you believe in being politically correct? And it's not a political question, it's not a political question.
Ruth, even this is a political question, but I will answer this. The reason why I will answer this is that it has to do with character. The difference between me and most Nigerian elites, the difference between me and most Nigerian elites is that I say it the way it is. And I say it unknowingly. People just think that, oh, he just said it because he wants to hurt me. No, that's the way God had brought me up. And I've asked God, why did he bring me up in that manner? I will tell you the truth, even if you put a gun on my head. Okay. Yeah. Whether it is politics, whether it is at home, or whether it is with my wife or with my children. I must do that. And the reason, I suspect that the reason why I acquired that character was because of my fear of God. I've always believed that I should go to heaven. And one way to go to heaven is to be honest to mankind and be honest to yourself. When you are wrong, you say, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. When you are not wrong, you say, I am not wrong. I have a friend who says, look, one bad and good thing about you, and my bishop said it also in the church on my final Catholic service, church service after I left the office as governor. He said, your best quality gets you your best friend, and at the same time gets you your worst friends. What's your best quality? Being honest and saying the truth all the time. And he asked me, what would I choose? Ruth, I choose to be honest all my life.
What about diplomacy? Diplomacy. Sometimes don't you have to sort of exaggerate
if
the
diplomacy
truth
is
or downplay the truth just to be politically correct? Sorry to use that word politics. I don't like it.
I don't want to be politically correct. I don't want to be politically correct, Ruth. If diplomacy means lying, then I won't lie. The best you can get of me, or the worst you can get out of me at that material time, is to walk away from that place instead of me to lie. And if you say you're my friend and you know me, you know that is one thing you're going to get.
Interesting. Yes, honesty is indeed a very good political trait or general trait in life. What is one piece? Right, so no more political questions. What is one piece of advice or wisdom that you consider crucial for personal growth and success?
I've always discouraged those who want to leave the country. I said 9 to 5, yes. You can always get 9 to 5 job when you leave the country, but you can never get the opportunity you will get in Nigeria. You can just wake up one day, you become a minister in Nigeria. You can just wake up one day, you become a governor. It just happens. I don't know how this country operates. So if you're looking for opportunity, please stay back in Nigeria. If you're looking for 9 to 5 safety and all that, one of my friends said to me, but supposing you're waiting for that opportunity and they kill you, well, maybe that's your destiny.
Well, the example you just gave is...
opportunities are here.
Right. The example you just gave is for 5,000 or less positions, but we have 250 million people in this land of opportunities. So if you don't want them to jackpot, where are the opportunities? You said there's...
No, you just assume the opportunity is about being in public office.
Just the example. I'm saying that based on your example.
There are about 200 million Nigerians.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm leaving that example now. Okay. So there are about 200 million Nigerians. Just assume that you start cooking moi, and you sell to 10 million Nigerians at 1 naira. How much is that? Yeah, but we also have about 10 million.
Yeah, but we are losing our best hands. Whether we like it or not, we cannot downplay the effect that Jackpot is having in Nigeria as a whole. Especially in the medical field. We are losing the best of our doctors when it comes to this. So whether we like it or not, the situation...
I'm avoiding where you're going to.
No. And it's not about politics now. We're just talking about welfare of Nigerians in general. Why are they leaving the shores of Nigeria? They're moving on to greener pastures. You
can't discuss...
Is this a political question?
The welfare of Nigeria without discussing politics. It is, because you have to discuss the issue of economy, who manages the economy, the government. You have to discuss the issue of safety and security, who manages safety and security, the government. You have to discuss the issue of the creation of opportunities, the creation of employment, and all that. So what you can tell is Nigerians get what they want. Nigerians get what they deserve. You don't complain after. You don't. I think that... Yes, and I say that because you had opportunity. Nigerians at all times. Ruth, can you please let me? Nigerians at all times have had opportunity to vote. Exactly. So whatever you voted for is what you deserve now. But again, Ruth, let's not go into politics, please. I've given you the rule.
Okay, my lips are zipped. Zipped. No more.
I didn't say that. I didn't say elections are not always free and fair.
No, I'm saying
you are saying that.
I'm saying
you are saying that.
Yes.
Elections are not always
so
free and fair.
Nigerians are not getting what they voted
I have not said that.
Okay. So in that sense, anyway, like I said, I don't know why.
You again say that.
Oh my goodness, elephant in the room, so to speak. But anyway, HM, it's been interesting to hear you talk. So looking back now to what you've been through and your experience that you have had, and if you had to advise younger Nigerians about their belief in Nigeria, what would you say to them? I asked your colleague the same question. So to round up, if you have to advise younger Nigerians on how to be in a better frame of mind and how to give them hope and inspire them, what would you advise them in the Nigeria of today?
I will ask them to look at my situation. That's what I will ask them to do. I started off with being born to a poor family. My father was a dispensing pharmacist. Found it difficult to train my siblings. I was lucky to be trained. My siblings didn't go to university. Anybody who went to university was after me, and I trained, and I had the responsibility of having to get them through the university. I paid their fees. I got all my siblings, all. I had to get them through the university, and some of them are working, some are not working. So what did I do? The struggle. You just have to struggle. The elites will not let you join the elite class. They will not. You just have to push and continue to push until you push yourself into being part of the elite. And then be part of the economy. The problem we have in Nigeria is once you get that opportunity, you don't want to expand that economy to allow more persons come in. I usually tell people when they talk about crime, I say the reason why you have crime is that the economy is too small. The economy is not able to absorb everybody. You know, if you... I repeat what I used to say when I was governor. If all of us were working in Shell, there would be no time to go and rob. There would be no time to go and kidnap because you leave at 6 a.m. to go to work. By the time you come back at 6 p.m., you're too tired. You have to sleep. So my advice to them is get your degree if you can. If you can't, well, I'm lucky. You say that because my father did everything possible to make sure I get out of University of Port Harcourt.
Thank you so much.
I need to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
We're rounding up soon. I remember we asked your colleague about music. I hear you released an album. HM, you didn't tell me that. I didn't know you had music.
Are we expecting another album anytime soon?
Are we expecting you to be jumping on stage?
No.
When is the next album?
They say you released album. HM, you don't tell me that one.
Ruth, I'm a Catholic. Now, there is this choir group in the church that usually visits me from time to time. The last visit was my wife's birthday, and they wanted my wife and I to sing for them the psalm for that Sunday. And we did that for them. That's what we've done it about 3 times. But in terms of music, I follow all of them. I follow Davido, I follow Wizkid, I follow Tiwa Savage, I follow Burna Boy.
Okay.
I am a greater fan of Burna Boy because of the kind of music he plays, and I listen to all of them. But my greatest music now is Ababola.
What's Amabola?
I like that song too.
Oh, I don't know.
Ababola, that means you're not current. Flavor.
Such a good song.
Who is Amabola?
Money is nothing.
Money is nothing.
Ababola.
Amabola.
See, you know it.
Yes, I know it.
Don't you love it?
Yes.
How much is money?
Flavor, yes.
Yes. Money is nothing.
We all love that song.
Yes, I love that.
Now you know.
HM, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
Thrilling morning. Thank you so much for being with us. And we hope that you will come again on our show sometime soon to be with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy 60th birthday.
Coming up soon. Hey.
Some of us are getting there. We'll be there next year.
HM, you were there for 50. You must be there for 60. Thank you. You were there for 50.
I'll be there, but you're looking great and you're not looking 60. You're not looking 60. And you're looking very
16. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us on Perspectives. See you soon. Now again, sometimes you need a push to help you move from a situation that no longer serves you. Life can become a daring adventure when your only available transportation is a leap of faith. You see, even if yesterday is not ours to recover, tomorrow is ours to win or lose. We can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. In the end, it's not the years in your life that counts. It's the life in your years. And of course, as always, remember, life is a learning curve. That's all we have time for you today. You've been watching Perspectives here on Arise News with me, Ruth Rotimi. See you next week.
And with me, Olatorera Majekodunmi Oniru. And now the final wrap-up. Not everyone is born or trainable to be a leader. Some people stumble upon leadership positions, and some hijack, refine themselves, and run in any direction. Successful leaders deliver results in office and after office. As we reflect on leadership choices and legacies, let us aspire to cultivate a world of peace, unity, and progress, while leaving behind a legacy of democratic transitions for the success of many, many generations to come. Again, my name is Olatorera Majekodunmi Oniru, and I love all things greater humanity. Thank you for watching Perspectives.